Hey, my name is Eli, and today I want to talk to you about three different monitor options for your Apple computer, three of what I think are the best options on the market at the moment. For the last 6 or 7 years, I've been using the LG 5K 27-inch. More recently, I picked up the 32-inch XDR Pro non-nano display, as well as the Studio display, the 27-inch non-nano. The reason I'm making this video is because I was lucky enough to pick up the XDR Pro display for about half price, and which was quite a deal. And that way I could try it out, see if I liked it, if not, sell it. And then I was able to use my Chase Sapphire points to basically get a free Studio display every year for the last few years. Chase Sapphire has done a deal with an Apple reseller or Apple seller to where you get 50% added points. So it's about a 33% discount if you were to cash out on your points, or if you don't cash out on your points, it's basically free. Chase Sapphire has been an awesome card for us for traveling, but yeah, go check that out. Pretty cool deal. Also got a set of AirPods for free, and yeah, pretty cool. Anyway, out of the three of the displays, my favorite and off the bat would be the Studio display, the 27-inch right here. I think it's the best bargain. Comes with speakers. It's a little bit sharper, a little bit better color accuracy, a little more contrasty. Again, it's brighter. I've been staring at computers probably since I was about 14 years old, playing World of Warcraft, and then got into digital photography in 2006. And so, yeah, I've learned throughout the years that color accuracy on your monitor is very, very important, as well as the lights you use around you to keep your eyes calibrated to whatever you're editing. And so I use Datacolor Spider Pro, I think it's called. I'll put a link in the description to a color calibrator. So I make sure that my monitors are all color accurate. In the process of getting these two new monitors added in the last couple months, I've noticed that my LG is much warmer. The XDR Pro display on my laptop, or the XDR display on my laptop, would be probably my standard for the last few years since 2021. And so I did notice a little bit difference, but wasn't enough to annoy me. But now with all three, I can tell that all the Apple displays are pretty accurate, pretty darn close. And so I think as a creator in this day and age, Apple monitors are probably more common than not. And so I could be wrong. But I think keeping your monitors calibrated and close to whatever Apple display anyone out there, any of your clients are using. Of course, print is going to be the ultimate test. Once you send it out for print, your images, hopefully they come back and look like you intended them to. So anyway, I want to kind of just give you my experience. I'm not going to go through a lot of specs on these monitors. You can look that up on your own. All I'm going to go through specs on is what my color calibrator told me is brightness. I could tell that the new Studio display is a little bit brighter than the XDR. The XDR has a capability of going to 1600 nits, so you can use an app called Vivid, which boosts that and kind of overclocks it. You do lose color fidelity, so in my opinion, it's not worth it. You can get these to feel brighter if you lower the lights in your room or just adjust the lights wherever you're working. But if you're in a busy, like a bright environment, I would say the XDR isn't going to be the brightest without Vivid. It's going to be pretty close to the LG. And so I'll show you some specs really quick, but I just kind of want to talk about the user experiences. The two things that I found that have annoyed me slightly with the three things with the XDR Pro. The viewing angle is pretty good, but it isn't the best. So the corners do get a little darker depending on how far it is from your face. Then it's not as bright as the Studio display, which is okay, not a huge deal. Something you get used to as you're editing. And then the last thing would be that there's different resolution options. You have 5 resolution options on the 27-inch monitors, which also vary on the LG and on the Studio display. They're different resolutions, which is kind of weird. So if you're going monitor to monitor with different apps, they're going to be different sizes, which is annoying. And then the XDR Pro, the 32-inch, is a 6K monitor, but it only gives you 4 resolution options. And what those resolution options are going to do is it's mainly going to be text. So, 42-year-old eyes, my text I need a little sharper, but I also want them bigger. So that's a matter of picking the sharpness of the text and then the distance from your face. So ideally, all of my monitors are the same distance. And so when you do have different resolution options, it's hard to pick which one to go on which monitor. So I think ultimately I'll probably end up going with the 2 Studio displays. I'll list the 6K. And if it sells, then I will pick up another Studio display. For now, I'm just going to really just kind of get to know them better. It's been a couple months, but like I said, I've had some experience. I've been doing a lot of editing with them. So let's look at the computer, and I just want to give you some numbers just to kind of show you what my monitor calibrator measured. Because when you calibrate a monitor, it's going to tell you the peak brightness, then it's going to tell you your target brightness for calibration. And so that little number you'll see on the bottom is the calibration number. So let me show you those really quick. We're going to start with the LG 5K. The LG 5K came in at 474, whatever this measurement is, for brightness measurement. And so it's a level playing field, so we can see what all three of them look like. The studio display was 522. The XDR display was 472. So pretty much identical for those ones. Then if we look over at resolution, we're going to start with the LG Ultrafine. We have 1920 by 1080, and this is like it's viewing here. It's mainly text. And so then we're going to look over at the studio display. We're going to start out at a base of 1600 by 900, which baffles my mind. I don't know why these are different, but they are. And then the XDR Pro, you're going to get 4 options. And so, so it's just weird to me that that's the case. And thing to note is, let me open Lightroom. When you're in Lightroom, when you zoom in, this area here in the middle isn't going to change if you change the resolution. From my understanding and my experience, what I've noticed, it's not going to change. Let me turn off grain so you can see the sharpness. But it's not going to change. It's just the matter amount how much it zooms in is going to change from my basic understanding. What's going to change is on the right side here, all of this text. So so you're going to have to pick, does that bother you? Does it not? I think, the best bargain is going to be the studio display because it has speakers. It's a little bit crisper, a little bit brighter. And if you look at the specs online, it's supposed to have slightly better color accuracy, but I think all of these have plenty of good color accuracy for what I do. Again, the XDR is, you have that high dynamic range. I guess I don't really understand it because I don't use it, but you can go up to 1600 nits in the bright areas. That shows, helps the darker areas be darker. I don't really understand that part, and it's not something that pertains to me. If you're a video creator, then you would understand that and know whether or not you need that. But as a photographer, it's not something I need. So yeah, I think that's pretty much wraps up all that I was thinking about for this video to help you make a better purchasing decision. I'm just making these videos for the most part to answer questions that I had. So if you see a lot of my videos, it's because I was like, well, what should I get? What should I do? And so being able to experience it and have the budget to be able to purchase something and then sell it has been nice. So I'll probably most likely list this 6K monitor because it's not necessary for me. And it'd be nice to have monitors that when you go back and forth with software, that the resolution or the size of the window doesn't change. For example, like if you go from the big display to the little display, the Chrome or Safari, the window is larger, so now you have to make it smaller and then put it over there. It's something that I've learned to deal with just doing a laptop below and then up above a regular monitor. So I know that that's the case, but if it's going side to side and you're really trying to be productive, I think that having 2 of the same monitor would be a good idea. And I don't think many people out there are going to buy 2 32-inch $5,000 monitors. So, but yeah, I think that wraps up everything I was thinking of, and hopefully it's helpful. If it is helpful, let me know. If it's not, let me know too. Why not? Comments are comments, right? They help me make better videos, and I appreciate you for watching, and have a wonderful week and the holiday season. We're about through the end of 2024, which is crazy. So I had a good year, a lot of fun, a lot of images taken, and a lot of weddings, families. I do a lot of different things, and it was a blast. So take care.